Taking a Walk. I'm Buzz Knight, and today on Taking a Walk, we're joined by two brothers who turn life's little curiosities into arena-filling anthems. You may know Jack and Ryan Met from AJR, the band that somehow makes symphonies of oddball sounds, childhood memories, and future-facing beats, all live in the same 3-minute song. Loved having their other brother, Adam, Met previously on this podcast, but we're looking forward to talk to Jack and Ryan Met. Together, they've redefined what it means to break the pop mold, whether it's sampling toy instruments, layering unexpected textures, or just telling raw, honest stories in ways nobody else quite can. So hang out through these messages from our sponsors, and we'll be right back on Taking a Walk with Jack and Ryan from AJR. Well, we have a special happening on the Taking a Walk podcast. Jack and Ryan from AJR, welcome.
Thanks so much for having us.
I complete the Met trifecta. I had your bro on a few months back, and
amazing.
Had a good time with him. I think you're familiar with him, aren't you?
We know him, yeah.
Yeah, run into him once in a while, but
yeah.
We're going to talk about the new EP and the Hollywood Bowl and the rest of the tour.
Amazing.
I'm going to ask you what no one's thinking. Hello. And but first, before we get started, we like to ask this question since we call the podcast Taking a Walk. If you could use your vivid imagination and you could take a walk with somebody living or dead, who would you take a walk with? Where would you take that walk with them?
The first thing that popped into my mind was Steve Jobs, probably because I know he'd like to take a lot of walks.
Did he?
I don't know. I think visionaries like that come once in a generation, and his mind was so ahead of the curve. He so had his finger on the pulse in terms of what people enjoy, what people want to consume, the packaging, how to present it to them, how to combine art and commerce in the most elegant way ever. I don't know. I think a walk with him would be nice.
Do you think he'd be happy at the state of the world, particularly when it comes to screen addiction and things of that nature?
Probably not. I think he was probably more about sort of innovation and imagination than what Apple has become more recently. That's my guess.
You're up.
Oh, me?
He's looking right at you.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were looking at.
Sorry, yeah.
No, you're good. My favorite band is a band called Fountains of Wayne, and sadly, one of the members, Adam Schlesinger, was lost during COVID. He passed away, and I never got the chance to meet him. And absolutely, my favorite band of all time, really shaped the way I, enjoy music and write, and shaped a lot of our sound. And I would have loved to meet him. I would definitely take a walk just to let him know, how appreciative I am and get inside his musical mind.
I'm so glad you brought him up because he was one of many tragedies during the pandemic, and you can't let any of them slip by, no less the ones that touch us in particular.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, that feeling of because Brian Wilson was another one of those, for us. He passed away a month ago. It literally felt like a family member passed away. It's so crazy, just the connection you can have with someone that doesn't know about your existence, that it's just, I'm so connected to you. You're feeling all the same things that I'm feeling. It's kind of like you're my brother.
Your brother, by the way, do you have a guess who his answer was on the Taking a Walk question?
Paul Simon.
Bingo.
Got it.
Nice job. Wow.
What do you win? What's the prize?
A walk with Paul Simon.
Not too bad. Yeah. I mean, and where you guys are from and what you've experienced so much in New York City, there's got to be thousands of places that you'd love to walk in New York City.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's so great is that, we've lived here. I've lived here 30 years and 32 years or so. And there's still just like thousands of places we haven't been. and I'll be walking and be like, this is a block I haven't been on before. And it's so small, but it's just so like rich with, locations and places you haven't been. So we really walk everywhere, honestly.
So I got before we get to the new EP, I've got a strange question to ask. What's the weirdest sound or everyday object that you've ever sampled for an AJR song, and how did it end up on the final track? Who wants to take that one first?
I'll take that.
Yeah. I know you have one in mind.
Yeah, I think just to give a little context, we do like to sample a lot of kind of weird sounds. I think when you produce for long enough, you get a little bit bored of the same kind of snares and the kind of online sound banks that are available to everybody, and you start to realize, oh, here's how I make sounds or drum sonic palettes that are actually unique to me that nobody else has used. You start like looking for real things in your life and recontextualizing them. So definitely a weird one that we did was we sampled or I guess we enlisted the voice of the New York City subway system, the guy who goes, "Stand clear of the closing doors, please." We asked him to record the "Here We Go" on Bang, and that was almost like a fun collaboration more than a sample, because we weren't sure exactly what we wanted that sound to be. We got our dad to record something that was like, "Here we go," and we got our neighbor to do like, "Here we go." Like, we weren't quite sure what the affect was. And as soon as he did it, it's like, oh, there's the alpha guy telling me, "Here we go." Like, there's a leader in the room right now. So it really influenced the direction of the song. But we've sampled school bell, like recess bells. That's really fun to kind of, when you're bringing in a chorus, like kind of up top sonically above everything else, just kind of catches your attention. I think there's something subconscious going on when people listen. They're like, oh, time for recess. I should listen. Little things like that. Whistles,
elephant sounds.
Yeah, we've sampled elephants,
horses galloping.
Yeah, a lot of animal stuff.
So we've done a lot.
Who influenced the sampling of unique sounds in your career?
I think it's our love of movies. I think it probably comes from that. It's very much when we write, it's, okay, who's our character here? Often it is like somewhere between me and Jack when we're writing, but like, what's our way in? That's sort of how to make it, I guess, a more three-dimensional song. Like, okay, this is a love song, but it's from this, like, the most insecure part of us or the most desperate part of us. Like, who's this character? And then in terms of the sound effects, it sort of puts you there. So like, we're not just sampling an elephant randomly. Like, if we want to create the feeling of chaos, unhinged beat start of the album, that's a place where I want to tuck in an elephant, because I'm just suddenly in a movie where the zoo doors break open and the animals are running rampant around the city. The horse galloping is like, here's a song about the inspiration of, okay, I can make my life better. So that's where I'm hearing boom, like the galloping of a horse. Very much ties into like where I want to be in the movie.
All right, Ryan, you first, and then Jack. Favorite movie of all time and why it just lives in infamy?
I'm going to go with Social Network.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the most rewatchable movie. The dialogue just feels like candy. The character is so like Mark Zuckerberg is like so unlikable and likable at the same time. The soundtrack's amazing. I just think it's a perfect movie.
Maybe I'll go. I mean, I've watched this movie a million times. I've watched it recently again, and it kind of became my favorite. Maybe Hannah and Her Sisters, the Woody Allen movie. I think growing up in New York, it just encapsulates New York perfectly. The characters are just so well thought out. I think my favorite movies are the ones that when they finish, I can just watch it again from the beginning, and that's probably the main one for me.
My wife and I just watched it the other night. We had just gone through a whole, hey, what's our top 20 or whatever? And then we were like, oh, wait, we haven't watched Hannah and Her Sisters in a while. And I love it for all the reasons you just described. It's love letter to New York, and just the richness of all the characters. So many classic scenes for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about what no one's thinking. First of all, congratulations on it, but it wasn't supposed to happen this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. This year was really supposed to be us only working on this Broadway show that we're working on. And I think there was this like moment of like weirdness about not writing something about like are we still able to do it, almost like an anxiety. And I think I came to Ryan and we were like, let's just try something. And it started turning into this like group of songs that at first weren't so great. They were like the starts of something. And then I think that even frustrated us further. I'm like, wait, no, have we lost
forget how to write?
Yeah. And then there was a moment where we're like, we should really kind of get into this a little bit. And there was a moment where we realized, the last few years of our life been a little trying for us. There's been like loss in our family and career stuff and questions about relationships and all this stuff. And sorry, our dog is kind of going wild in front of us right now.
We encourage dogs from paying a visit on Taking a Walk, so do not worry. In fact, you didn't hear a dog sound being sampled earlier. It was Elmer barking at another Amazon delivery or something.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it, but amazing. Good. Yeah.
What's your dog's name, first of all?
Sorry?
What's your dog's name?
Blue.
Blue. All right. Welcome, Blue.
We have Blue and Shay here.
All right. Yep. Welcome. Oh, I see what they're up to.
Yep, I know. They're friendly.
Yeah, sorry.
Just to finish what I was saying. Yeah, I think we realized that there was a lot going on in our life, and we weren't really tapping into that. We were maybe suppressing a little bit of it. And as soon as we realized that, it all kind of came out, and we put all of that into the music, and we came up with 5 songs.
Was there ever still, as you had embarked on the process, still doubt that it wouldn't come together?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think this new music, more than anything we've made before, is like directly from our lives. In a way, I'm trying to think what's different about it. I think we're just like really now just saying exactly what we feel, how we feel it, almost like a diary entry. For whatever reason, where we're at in our lives, that's feeling like the most truthful thing. I think in the past, obviously all of our songs come from truth, but we're also balancing, how do we make it catchy? How do we have fun in the way that we say this, and maybe like use metaphors or whatever? And that's like a totally valid type of songwriting. Just something about our headspace now is like, if we're not saying exactly what we feel, the way we feel it, it's disingenuous. It's not like it doesn't feel purposeful. And so I think this EP was an extra challenge because we were like, okay, we're going to write, we have a song called A Dog Song on this EP, and it's from the point of view of our dog. And that very much could go in a terrible direction, in a gimmicky kind of like, here's things that dogs do. I laid down for a nap or whatever. It could like turn into like a funny gimmicky song. But we were like, no, let's literally demonstrate exactly what our dog is watching us do and see from his naive, innocent perspective all the stuff that's happening in our lives. And so I think stuff like that is feeling really difficult to write, but very rewarding to listen back to.
Take us behind the song Betty as well.
Yeah, that's another perfect example where me and Jack were sitting on that track for 2 years?
Yeah.
Jack came up with that melody of the chorus of the da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And we were slowly chipping away at it over like the course of 2 years. We were singing Benny instead of Betty. We were going, Benny, I really hope you like my style. And it was just nonsense, but it was fun to say. And at a certain point, we were like, okay, let's stop just writing a song that's just catchy and just fun to say. What are we really feeling? Me and Jack like divulged to each other like some stuff we were talking about in therapy about like just like a fear of commitment in general, like in our lives, like how uncertain we are about like what does the rest of our life look like, whether it be a relationship or career or whatever. And we realized, oh wait, we're both talking about this in therapy every week. Like, of course we need to write a song about this. And at that point, we kind of made the turn to Betty, and I really hope you're on my side. I really hope you sort of like, here's like a realistic look at, I think, how a lot of people our age feel, which is like, when you know, is not so obvious. Like there's a lot of other factors, and it's not a very sexy, romantic way to think, but I think it's just a more realistic way to think about committing and love.
Talk about some of your other favorites, which I would imagine would be every song on the EP. So let's walk through it.
Yeah.
You can keep
What am I
going.
missing? I'm trying to think what I'm missing.
The Big Goodbye.
Oh, the
is
Big
another one.
Goodbye. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Big Goodbye. We like that took what 5 years to make.
Yeah, just we had this sample in the beginning of the song. Oh, that's another good one that we sampled. There's a song called "The Auctioneer."
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what the original song is called, and it's this barbershop quartet. And in the beginning, it's 525. Really, give me 30. It's an auctioneer doing his thing. And we always thought that that was just like so percussive and so interesting, and had never been done before. And we always wanted to sample it, and Ryan just made a beat for it, and it turned into this like great driving groove, and we just had it forever. And it's tough to start a song from that place because it's so weird. It's like, where do you even go from there? What kind of song is this going to be? So it took us a really long time to do. And eventually we wrote a very like party-ish song, and then tried another party-ish song, and then like a weird song. And then eventually it landed on this sort of like emotional story about someone saying goodbye to their hometown and having mixed feelings about leaving.
I love that. Absolutely. I love the honesty and the tension of it as well. So beautifully put together. Have you ever had a moment with this project or any other project where there was complete disagreement on a musical direction, and then if so, how did you resolve it?
I feel like at this point we kind of know what to trust each other for. The answer is yes, but I think that if Jack comes to me and says, "I promise this melody is catchier than this melody," I'm just gonna trust him. Like, he just has the ear for that. If I come to him and tell him, "I promise this line is gonna make people cry," and this line isn't, and we're fighting over it, he's gonna trust me on that. So I think probably the emotion is more of my forte, and the catchiness, but also the coolness of the song is more of his forte. I'm not like, I don't, it's not how my brain works of like, is this cool? Are people going to think this is cool? I just know like I like it and it makes me feel something. And Jack's a little more in tuned with like, our kids our age going to think this is or too Broadway-ish and weird.
I'm curious for a band that has, put its, stake down with sheer independence in everything that you've done and the way that you've done it. Do you ever worry that you're going to lose that independent streak?
Well, I think us we obviously like do a lot of almost everything ourselves at this point, and it's been out of necessity. Honestly, like we grew up, we didn't really know anybody in the industry. We didn't really have money to go, pay someone to make a music video for us. So we just needed to learn all of these skills. And looking back, I'm really grateful that we did. Like, to be able to be self-sustainable, I guess is the word, and make all of the art yourself and kind of have the vision to complete the whole thing as a package. The artwork and the music videos and even the social media, which is like a form of art, I guess, the music and the tour. Like, I'm really grateful that we, out of necessity, needed to develop all those skills, because I think fans sense it. I think me as a consumer, I can kind of tell when an artist got a outside treatment for a music video, and it's like them in the convertible car or whatever. Like, I can kind of feel that someone else wrote this treatment for a music video for you, and this didn't come from your POV. And so that's all I want to see from artists, is I want to feel connected to you. I want to feel like we're having a honest conversation. And so I think that's helped us to have like a more honest conversation with the fans.
I mean, Jack, isn't it gratifying watching other artists take the independent road?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's leading to a kind of a good, honest place in music. And I'm glad that we were, have been doing it such a long time, and we could say we were one of the early ones on it.
So, how do you guys handle criticism differently compared to maybe a couple of years back when, the world was weird, obviously, at that time? But how do you think your handling of things like that has sort of evolved and grown?
I think it used to, we definitely get our fair share of criticism on the internet, and bad reviews and insults and everything like that. And I think we've always been a band that's like, either you love us or you hate us, really. And hasn't been anything in between. It bothered us when we were first starting out, honestly, as it bothers everyone. And we couldn't help but check all the comments and see what people have to say. And you almost get like a weird addiction to it, to checking it. And over the years, it's just felt more like noise to us. I think we've come to the realization that the things that people don't like about us are the things that we love about us. The things that we're really excited to do in music, for instance, the Bang sample. Here we go. I could imagine there's a lot of people that are going, they sampled the Subway guy, and me and Ryan go, yeah, we sampled the Subway guy. So at that point, it's like, what's really? It's kind of a waste of time to listen when you have this security and confidence in what you're doing.
But I also think the way you have built and the way you treat your fan base gives you, extra leverage, in fact, of what you can do and how you're going to approach things, because you guys really respect your fans and treat them like gold. So I think that goes a long way in this process, don't you?
I think so. Yeah, I feel like when we tour, when we come out on stage, there's just like a understanding, like we're all friends here. Like we design our show in a way, like within the first 4 minutes, Jack's like making fun of me on stage, like he's like roasting me, and
brother banter
in a brotherly way, and like that's basically just our personalities anyway. But it's also a little bit by design of just like, hey, we're in a safe space here. Like I'm not taking anything seriously. He's not taking it. We might roast you guys at some point during the show. Like it's kind of this subconscious thing that we like to establish of like, we're all friends here. We're dancing very weird on stage. Feel free for you guys to also dance very weird. When none of this is said out loud, but it's all just kind of understood. And so I think that probably really helps if you feel like you're in a safe space surrounded by people that you're already friends with. You could just kind of like take big swings.
So there's another milestone that's coming up. You've just, finished a milestone in terms of the Madison Square Garden appearance, which of course I know you don't take that lightly at all. And then you've got this other one that just sort of crept up, this little venue called the Hollywood Bowl on October the 4th. Tell me how this feels and the immenseness of it to you.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a handful of venues I think in the world that are like truly iconic, that are like household names, if you will, like Madison Square Garden, Red Rocks, and I'd say Hollywood Bowl is absolutely up there, and I think it's one of the last ones that we actually haven't seen any shows there before. Funny enough, so we have not been, but obviously we've heard that it's a magical place. So we're just nothing but excited to kind of at this point, it's really cool. We've been doing this 20 years now of being a band, and to still have milestones that we can check off, especially something so huge, is really exciting.
That is so cool. Now, is Adam going to be part of that?
We can't disclose that. He might pop in.
Okay, that's disclosing something, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. That's exciting. That's so great. Well, in closing, I want to ask you, which AJR lyric best describes your current mindset?
We have a song called Karma that really holds like a special place in my heart. It's always a song that I related to. The chorus is, I've been so good, I've been helpful and friendly. I've been so good, why am I feeling empty? I've been so good this year. I've been so good, but it's still getting harder. I've been so good, where the hell is the karma? I've been so good this year. And I always feel like that. Life is so up and down. And you kind of can't get out of your mind in terms of like, if I am such a good person, why are things still going poorly for me? Where is that karma? And it's a sort of a part of maybe growing up trying to get away from that, but it's difficult. So I always have that on my mind.
We have a line in our song Turning Out Part 3 that's, don't overthink it, one day at a time, kid. Add up the days. Let's do today. I think you'll turn out to like it. I forgot my own lyric. And that's very much like where I'm at. It's like one day at a time, be here, present right now.
Oh man, I'm so grateful that you guys took the time to be on Taking a Walk. Congrats on What No One's Thinking and the rest of the tour, including the Hollywood Bowl. My God, I'm so excited for you guys. Jack and Ryan, thanks for being on Taking a Walk, man.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Taking a Walk podcast. Share this and other episodes with your friends and follow us so you never miss an episode. Taking a Walk is available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.